Hello, hello. This is Intelligence Modifier with RPG a Day, Day 15. It's August 15th. And our question today is, describe a tricky RPG experience you enjoyed. I mean, that's not really a question, but Clint, why don't you go ahead and answer?
Okay, I had trouble. I had trouble with this one. Yeah, that's right.
I also like how you didn't introduce this at all.
We don't need introductions. We're that famous.
So that's fine. You should know our faces. They're up on the screen.
Oh, I forgot.
You've seen my hat. So the one that I had as a tricky experience was learning how to play riffs as a general sense. Riffs is, if you know what riffs is, it's fucking complicated. If you don't know what riffs is, it's fucking complicated. There's just the character sheet is just it's like 8 feet thick of numbers, and it was a pain in the butt to understand. It was tricky, as the question says, to understand how my specific class worked. And after about, a month of playing that game and finally understanding how my concept works, then it was super fun because I knew how to break the rules and twist them to my way. So I don't know if that's exactly what the architects of RPG a Day, which sounds really cool. They're the architects of the event. I'm going to call them that. True. I don't know if that's what they meant by the question, but that's how I'm answering it. It's how I interpret the word of the lords.
Of Waterdeep?
It's a good board game.
It really is. So, for those of you who don't know riffs at all, there's 4 steps to enjoying riffs.
I want to be a dick and drink. I'm sorry.
So there's four steps. 1, become a power gamer. 2, build a character in riffs. 3, be a power gamer in riffs, aka play the game. 4, put riffs away, go back to not being a power gamer, and realize that life is fun again. But that's riffs in a nutshell. No, for me, a tricky RPG experience I enjoyed. So I recently rejoined a group of friends in a game group. I haven't played with them a couple of years now because it's cool. And we're doing an evil campaign as we learn how to play Wrath and Glory and wait for the actual physical books to show up. So we met a gnome last night that there's really no name to describe, but take Mad Eye Moody and make him batshit fucking crazy with astrology and auguries. And he demanded the fresh bowels of a gnome, of a halfling, that were shorter than other halflings who had wronged him. So we kidnapped the halfling. He tortured the halfling. Took out his bowels. And then he told us we didn't actually need him, and he told us what was going on. It was really great. But the entire time, the character would talk like this! All the time. Random bits of the stars are right, and the stars told me, masters, yes, I need bowels, fresh bowels. And it was just really funny to the point where the GM broke as well and couldn't stop laughing. It was great, but just sitting there going, okay, I feel oddly okay with what we just did to an NPC. And it's like we're playing an evil campaign, I'm playing a lizard folk. I'm probably going to eat this body afterwards, so it doesn't really matter. Because that's what lizard folk do.
Huh. Okay.
Mechanics, creepy ass story. What do you bring to the table, John?
Well, mine's another a story of back more in my early days of gaming, kind of in high school, you know. This is with the same group that we did the whole movie night under Greyhawk. Different, campaign and everything, but basically, I can't remember exactly how it happened. We touched something we shouldn't have touched. You might think this story's getting a little touchy-feely, and that's a different story, actually, but we ended up, nice shoulder rub, we ended up getting stuck in a sort of an extra-dimensional pocket of space-time. We were still in the same spot in the world, but there was a bubble, and you couldn't pass through it. Time was frozen outside, and people, I probably assume, could walk through and not get inside. But there's a bunch of just stuff. It was kind of the Springfield tire fire from The Simpsons. Mm-hmm. Imagine that, but it's magical items, and it's just kind of glowy a little bit. That's kind of what we walked into. But shit was broken. There was obelisks and whatnot, and we were being overly cautious because half our party, myself included, was new. And so we're just kind of tossing stuff and seeing if it reacted. Most stuff seemed pretty safe, so we went up to one of the obelisks and we were deciding what we were going to do with it. When I got pretty much conked on the head and my unconscious body got tossed onto it. That was a mistake, because as soon as my skin made contact, eaten by wolves isn't something that you can usually say happens to your character. But I got eaten by wolves. And the tricky part was they had to find a viable piece of me to use, like, a full resurrection on. And they had to find my stuff so that I wasn't, like, woefully underpowered compared to them. The game pretty much went for a few weeks to where I was woefully underpowered and a new character. Because,
I thought you were going to say you spent a few weeks woefully a leg in a bag. Because they hadn't resurrected you yet.
You kidding me? They probably would have tossed it back on the obelisk. Like, get rid of this garbage.
I'm just one dead player here. Here, take it off our hands. Bring out your dead.
Dead players. I never got to deal with that too many times.
Well, it was a boon for me. I got to stop playing a dwarf fighter that they made me be, and I got to start playing the dwarf paladin that they made me be.
Is this the one that got stuck in water?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Super.
Oh, man. So I guess that's what I got going. And I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Remember to like and subscribe and ring the bell.
But most
I make wild hand gestures.
And no one can see.
We need to take a video of this so you can put it at the end. Anyway, we'll catch you guys later.